and welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop's Coffee and Tea. I'm Aeson Knight, and I'm sitting down
And
with...
I'm Natalie McVicker.
Yeah!
Hi! Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
Miss Brenda. Let us
Hi,
know what you're
Bren.
drinking. Are you team coffee or team tea? We'll have a
I'm
fun
drinking
with
my
that.
tea.
I'm drinking water, coffee's perking. It's all good.
I is sick, so if you hear me hacking away, I apologize
Yep.
to everybody. Sorry.
If it gets too much, we'll wrap it up.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll be fine. I'm on like the tail end of it, but man, it kicked my butt for a couple days.
What is this
Kicked
with
my
you? You've
butt.
been sick all year.
I have off and on, haven't I?
Yeah.
A couple days ago, I was like, I was feeling fine, and then like middle of the day, I was like, my throat feels weird, not sore, not scratchy, just like I swallowed, and I was like, oh, that felt weird when I swallowed, and then I like said something about it. I was like, I've got a feeling something's going on, and then it was like by the end of that night, I was like, I was fully sick, like fully sick. I was like, oh goody, just what I
We
needed.
definitely got to get you on some echinacea.
Drops under the tongue. My grandmother would be pushing cod liver oil down my throat and vitamin C tablets and everything.
I agree with the vitamin C tablets. I do not agree with the cod liver oil. That stuff's nasty.
Yeah. Eventually she switched over to capsules, but I remember it was on the spoon, and it was not good. It was not great. It was not a good time for anybody. The person who takes it or the people around. It's not pleasant for anybody who is in the vicinity of that.
It's just, I don't know where that came from. Like, that's one of those things I need to play around and see what's going on, and why was everyone giving their children cod liver oil? Because they're just feeding them cod.
Like omega-3 fatty acids are, I get that and everything like that. But yeah, it was like every single day cod liver oil, and I was like, why? And I think I remember as a kid like thinking that it was like the name wasn't exactly like from cod livers. I was like, surely that can't be a thing. So it just sounds like that's what it's saying, but it's actually something completely different. And my grandfather's like, no, it's literally the oil from cod livers. And I was like, oh my god, oh no, like that's disgusting. Oh no, yeah. And I was like, and people willingly drink this daily. Why?
Scarily daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. There are some people who do all sorts of things daily that, some people would look at them cross-eyed for doing. You know what I mean? So, whatever.
And I get looking at people and going, okay, why are you doing that? But there's some things that people do, and it's like, I'm not exactly sure that's even classified as what you're doing.
As okay. Yeah. It's like, are you sure that's okay? Is that an okay? Are you sure? That seems kind of weird. That seems gross. That seems harmful. That seems unethical. That seems.
Well, there's a lot of news in the news.
There's a lot of news in the news, isn't there? But there's always news in the news. Is it really news, though?
I don't know. I've been going through the release document dump of the Ruby Frankie case. That's just freaking horrifying.
I revisited a video of that the other day. It came up on one of my feeds, and it was like I was like engrossed in like a 30-minute episode of like documentation. Like it was just information. I was just like hooked on it, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well, it's more like
those poor kids. Like it makes me feel sick to my stomach. It makes me feel ill. Like all I see is that girl in the closet, and she sat there for over an hour and did not move because she was so scared, and she did not know who to trust. And the
only one that she was taught to trust I'm on air. Make it good.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Okay, we're back.
Whoops. We're back. And we're back.
Yep.
It's all right.
Like, I'm going to start doing that because these people know I'm on air. No, these are not clients. So don't even start with me.
It's all right. Forgive, move on. It's all right. Shit happens.
Yeah. So with
Yeah.
that, moving back, so we got Ruby Frankie case, we got the bridge collapse in Baltimore,
Yeah.
which is hinky. I will just say it's hinky and move on from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on.
We've got the American reality show playing out in front of us, and it's like,
Yeah, and
really
then
like any of
like
this.
P Diddy's home's being raided, and just so yeah,
Right.
just the world's just still on this bullshit, isn't it? That's
But
yeah.
if you go over to these little tiny hidden dramas out there, you will find, some decent articles. And one of them made me go back and dig into some research that I had done. About the time that I quit work. Yeah, I quit.
Like the job.
Yeah, I did.
Before you started doing
what?
Before you started living your vocation and you were just doing the job thing. Yep, the job.
Yeah. When I left nursing.
Yes.
And people would say, well, what are you going to do now? And I'm like, well, I'm just playing right now. And, people were like, huh, you're just playing? How can you just be playing? That's what children do. And it was because there's a lot of psychological evidence out there. And a lot of things have been released, and a lot of new studies are coming out. So I went back and reviewed it, and people actually picked up on this. Do you know that if you're going to be creative and you're going to want to be innovative and you want to try something new or do something new, it's better to go at it as a game?
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes it more enjoyable. It lights up different parts of your brain so that it sticks. You remember it. It's fun, enjoyable.
Right. But on
you
the other side,
you don't bond negative emotions with said activity or stresses and anxieties along with it.
Right. And they found that if a company goes and they start a meeting with a game, not an icebreaker, like a game, like if you're happy and clap your hands or whatever, they are more likely to make a profit, build productivity, and grow innovation. Google, one of the largest, most profitable companies out there currently, has made sure that their campuses have nap rooms, and video game centers, and board game centers. It's not because they're cool, man. It's because they're freaking innovative. They know if someone takes a nap, they're better in the afternoon. They also know if a developer's trying to work through a project or work through a problem, that if he will go in there and play a video game or a team does a board game, they're more likely to come up with a solution at a faster pace than anywhere else.
Makes sense.
So why is that not in any of our productivity books?
A lot of, from my perspective, or at least my understanding and my experience, that business, corporations, companies, whatever, they're all about like the bottom line. They
right.
Hang on, sorry. They want productivity and profit, and that's it. They don't.
Right.
Employees are quickly replaceable and expendable items in a corporation. People and employees aren't looked at as people. They're looked at
Right.
as belongings to a company that are being used to the benefit of whoever is in charge or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like they don't care about the well-being of employees. They care about the well-being of the company as a whole. And if
Right, which
one
is why I don't
worker,
understand why they're not following this research.
because they don't care about the people.
They don't care about the bottom line.
Yeah, well, they're like
I mean, if I told
neighbors.
you that if you do X, your profitability will go up tenfold.
Why wouldn't you do X?
Why wouldn't you do X?
Right, why wouldn't you?
All right. If I told you 80% of your customers wants Y, there's a standard fact that 80% of customers right now wants video readings. The ability to have a video chat with your reader
Mhm.
on customers pooled by a company that we both work for.
They want to know that they're talking to a person, not a bot, or
Right.
not somebody who is disingenuous or doesn't. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But it's
Right.
like if they have in their mind that they're expecting a certain type of person on the other end of the phone, and then they get
Mm-hmm.
on a video chat, and then it's someone completely different, that vibe for that client's going to get thrown completely off. If they
Right.
know what they're getting right from the get-go, they automatically know who they're getting. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like instantaneously from the very first greeting with me, at least, they know exactly the kind of energy that they're going to receive from me.
Right.
Like I've been told that I put people quickly at ease because I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, what's up? How's it going?
Right. But what I'm saying is 80% of customers want psychics in live video, according to the surveys. Why do you think every platform, but every psychic that I say that to goes running for the hill?
Anxiety. A lot of it is stage fright, or at least that's my
Mm-hmm.
perspective too. I call it
Right.
I call it stage fright, but it's not stage fright, but it is stage fright.
It
Does that
is
make sense?
because, that means,
It's
you're
a
kind of
form of
fog.
stage fright. It
Well,
it is an intimidating thing to go live with a complete stranger.
right. But, the comments I hear a lot of times from them is, well, I don't want to do it because I got to get up and do my makeup. My comment to them is simplify your makeup routine. They don't like that. And I'm like, please, I can be full face in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
It ain't that hard.
I was today.
Uh huh.
In under 10 minutes. It's like
Yeah.
primer, slap on some foundation, bronzer, eyeliner, done. Perfect. You look like a
Exactly.
human.
Right. Grab some,
You
some
know?
smudge free eyeliner, slap that on, do your
Right.
lips, and you're over it. It's not that difficult.
It's really
So,
not. It's literally what I did. Is I just like roughly with the eyeliner and buff it with a brush. Perfect.
yep. All right. So, let's go into this idea. And, we work for a number of them.
Yeah.
If you, as a reader, was
Mm.
told in between your calls, you are to go into this virtual game, Facebook games. You get to choose whatever game you play, but in between those calls, you need to go in there and work. Do you think your readings would improve? I mean, go in there and play. Do you think your readings would improve?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean I already I already kind of do that anyway.
Hmm.
Like if I've got my laptop open and I'll have either music playing on my cell phone while I've got another app
Hmm.
open for like Purple Ocean or something like that.
Hmm.
Or I'll play a stupid online game or whatever. Um,
Right.
or I will play with like my crafts, um, designing things, whatever it is, that it puts my mind in a completely different space. So I am actually open to receive more because I'm not thinking about it as much. Because
Right.
it's weird,
And
but it's like to do psychic readings, you have to like not think. Like actively
right.
thinking is wrong. Don't actively think. Just let it happen.
Right. But no, it is now, and I reviewed the studies. Like this was in the New York Times. There was in other places. There's been a number of TED talks about the value of play, um, in the workplace,
Mm-hmm.
and I really truly think one, because networks monitor our computer activity,
Mm-hmm.
and two, advisors that go in and play a Facebook game or Second Life. Second Life is my jam. Like I'm in there, I now host parties, I'm having fun. Get over it. I don't want to hear about how boring it is. It's enjoyable. Um,
Everyone's got their own thing.
right. Other readers I know are in the WoW universe, and that's really cool. Like they're, doing tarot readings and raiding villages and pillaging as trolls or something. I don't know. I don't play WoW. But when we look at the science, granted, it's not studying psychic readings, it's studying productivity. Those people tend to be more productive.
Mm-hmm.
They found that in schools, if they had play engaged, which means instead of just getting a 30-minute recess and lunch, they had playtime multiple times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Bullying dropped 44%.
That's amazing.
Okay.
I know my kid gets
Student,
excited whenever she's like, I had a second recess. I'm like, shut up. You got two recesses today? I was like, I never had that. I was like, that's so
right.
awesome, though.
Well, they found that students' aptitude to working goes up 30%. And this is in children. Then when we
Yeah.
look at
Imagine what
adult
it would do for
play,
adults. Yeah, I
then
was like,
when we
imagine
look
what it would
at,
do for adults.
oh yeah, stress is reduced 10%, innovation goes up 33%, problem solving goes off the chart. But it's specific play. And I thought this was interesting. It has to be specific styles of play, non
Nothing
constructive.
that's solo.
No, nothing that's solo. It has to be interactive, and it doesn't have to serve a purpose. It has to not serve a purpose. What does that
Yeah.
mean? It means that there is no end game. There is no plan of destruction. You know, once you, other than like leveling up or other standards of things, like there shouldn't be, well, play this game to unlock this merit,
Mhm.
or the winner gets an extra hour at lunch. Like that's
Right.
not the point.
Right. You just play to have just to play.
Right. And it has to be
Play to
mindful.
have fun. Be weird, be silly. Do like it's
Do you?
yes.
Yeah.
I'm very much myself in public. I've kind of
Hmm.
stopped muting myself for other people's benefit. I'm like, listen, this is
Hmm.
who I am. If you don't like it, that's totally fine. Don't care.
Right. And people get really confused by these facts. Like, what's strange is we're starting to see it come into corporate America. All right, that's it. That didn't work. There we go. Fun of it all. Um,
Anyway.
creativity. Anyway, creativity is boosted, and I'm like, why is this not like being shouted? They have the information, they have the
Mhm.
science. What are they afraid of creating if they have people playing? Taking time every day to play with your team, taking time
Mhm.
every day to create, or if before a big meeting or a big problem solving thing. All right, guys, we're gonna have a game of Get Jim Rubby.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna
I
do
love
this
playing games. I
puzzle.
mean, I've got friends that I play games with, like online, like
Mm-hmm.
cooperation games and stuff like that online, and then going out and playing actual like physical games with friends. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my family used to play games together all the time, and it was like less arguments would
Right.
happen, even though you're family fighting during the game.
Mm-hmm.
Still, there was laughter and fun and enjoyment out of it. You know what I mean? And you look back and it's like those are memories as well that are created. So,
Right. And those memories, actually help you problem solve later.
mhm.
You react
Oh,
later.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, so with that, what have you been playing? Like we always talk about work. What have you done playfully here lately? Can you tell me one thing that makes money?
Playfully.
I'm going to be like, that's not play. That's now turned into work.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I've been playing with crafts, but that's work and play for me. I find that really enjoyable, and it is
Right.
a creative outlet for me. So
Right.
that it does kind of go hand in hand. But um, there's some Fox game on the Xbox that I find kind of chill and relaxing, and I've zoned out to that a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Video games for me is a fun outlet. Um,
Uh-huh.
I can take out some rage and aggression on some things,
As you
that
should.
that I wouldn't normally be able to. So I'm fun doing that. Even just something as stupid as like throwing a ball up and down the hallway with my kids sometimes can absolutely be hilariously funny. Um,
Right.
I play with, okay, so this might sound weird for some people. Some people are like, yeah, that happens. One of my cats plays fetch. Um,
Okay.
like actively plays fetch. Like she will bring a toy and then you throw it and she brings it right back, and then you do it over and over and over and over and over and over again
Right.
until one of you is like, please stop. Like I'm trying to work.
Right.
But even then I'll be in the middle of calls and there's like hair ties just being dropped off right in front of me.
Uh-huh.
Um Flux is a card game that I played recently with some friends. There was like a new medicine card game where you like give people illnesses and ailments and then you have to treat them, and that was really fun. I can't remember the name of that.
Ooh, that's
Um,
interesting.
oh, it was hilarious. It was very, very funny. It was very
Cool.
funny. Um, there's been a couple of different games but it's Labyrinth is a fun one. Anybody wants a fun game to play, Labyrinth is a really fun game, and it has nothing to do with the movie. It's a different. It's like you
Why
got to
not?
move. Because it's not okay. So the game itself has movable pieces. Every time you play the game, the layout is completely different every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So each player, you move one piece. It's like a grid of squares, and then each square moves up one. So it's like you're moving the walls and the alleyways
Mm-hmm.
inside this labyrinth. And so you can
Right.
block people from gaining access to certain treasures that they need to collect. And it's actually really fun. So you can make like your friends really mad by
Uh-huh.
completely foiling their path to like getting like their last treasure and stuff like that. It's really kind of fun.
Oh,
Um,
nice. That sounds
or if you
creative.
or if you knock them off the board, then they have to go all the way right back to the beginning again, and it's kind of fun. I
Mm-hmm.
like it. It's a
Good.
simple game that requires absolutely zero skill, but
Right.
it can be really frustrating, and it can actually last a good long while if you let it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also a fun game. I like doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So
that's kind
here's
of what I
the
do. What have you
other
been
side
doing?
of that coin. I've been playing in Second Life. I've now opened an office there. And then, of course, I play Klondike. I really like Klondike. It's a
Is that
simple old game.
solitaire?
No, it's where you own a farm.
Oh, that one. Okay. I was like, there's like a Klondike solitaire style.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
Right.
like, it's a card game. I was
Right.
like, that's my brain immediately went to cards.
Right. No, it's not a corner. It's Farmville meets Alaska.
Gotcha. Like a
Yeah.
frontier
You're
land,
mhm,
homesteading. Got it.
right.
I get it. That's cool.
The storyline is you're trying to follow the steps of your father to find out what happened to him. To
Okay, cool.
solve, because apparently your character's father disappeared at a young, when you were young, and no one knows what happened to him. So you've got to go through and not only take over his claim and rebuild it, but you go through these different lands, and got to work through clearing them. And each time you clear one, you find a journal page or evidence of your father.
That's cool. So you can collect the evidence as you complete your tasks and stuff.
Exactly.
Cool.
So with that, here's the second part that's quite interesting. What problems have you solved after you've been playing the game?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Okay, so the Labyrinth game.
I've had like light bulb moments hit me like while playing games that were completely
Right.
irrelevant to playing said game because I wasn't sitting there thinking about it.
Right.
I call those like divine intervention thoughts. It's like the second,
Right.
like you said, like I know this person's name. Why can't I think of this person's name? And then right when you're about to fall asleep, you sit up and you're like, oh my god, that person's name is X, Y, and Z, because you
Right.
weren't actively thinking about it. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then you'll get a phone call from me at like 2 a.m, like I remember their name.
And it's like,
Because
great.
I'll forget it again in 2 minutes. If I
Well, for
don't
me,
tell
it's
you
like,
now, I won't forget
great.
it.
So are you working?
Not right now, no. But yeah.
Yeah. For me, I've been like working out, how to do different things, move things around. Granted, it's a lot of like how to plan the second quarter, and what's the third quarter is going to look like this year, and just how to operate through some challenges, like plans of attack,
Mhm.
and make some changes to make things more consistent around here, and match a few things. Um, Here's an example. It's like one of our networks has started doing a sale twice a month. And I don't know. I've been playing with the idea of, okay, how can I bring that to my privates? How does that work?
Mhm.
How can I do looking at, okay, we've been working on stickers. So how am I going to find a way to produce stickers without me producing them? Those
Right.
things kind of work their way out as I'm in game. Because it's like, oh, okay, well, what if we done it this way? Or, I'm still working on the psychic planner and, testing it out, even though I'm not printing it, I'm not creating it, but I'm taking the basics, which,
Mhm.
unfortunately, we will be switching planner systems next year to work out, okay, these are the things I need. Every psychic needs to know their RTO. Every psychic needs to know, their hour, how many hours it takes to do a blog. And, so how am I going to create all that?
Mhm.
And then I have something top secret. Something top secret I'm working on. And it's like trying to work through that.
Mhm.
What's the steps? Design this, then find someone to do this, and then design the X to get to Y.
Mhm.
But all that's solved when going through um, the game or the games.
Yeah. I find that like I mean owning a business or creating a business from nothing, it's a lot. And it can be really really overwhelming, especially when it's like you're just I mean honestly with everything like you're just kind of making it up as you go along anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean everything is. No one knows what they're doing. We're just kind of following what other people did or didn't do and what worked and didn't work and just keep going. Um, but I find
Right.
that I get really overwhelmed because I am doing it just by myself. I don't have like a lot of support around me that can like physically help me. So when I am playing and things like that, I can then realize where I am getting overwhelmed,
Mm-hmm.
and I can then decide if that's worth my time and energy remaining overwhelmed over that specific project at
Right.
that moment, or if I need to just hit the pause button, or even when it comes to like cleaning out my space as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I find that like, whenever you do play and you're having fun and you're doing things that you enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
like your chill hits, right? And then you go into a space and all of a sudden you're anxious and you're overwhelmed again. And you're like,
Right.
that's not okay. That's not what we want. That's not sorry. That's like not what we're needing here. So what can I get
Right.
rid of in this room that's gonna help bring that level of anxiety down so I'm not, overwhelmed in this space.
Well,
I've been doing a
right.
lot of
And
that.
like recently I switched my space.
Mhm.
Like I just changed the direction of where the way I sat and flip the
Right.
room. And people, probably think that's not a big deal. It is very much a big deal. I have less
It is.
distraction. And I know we're talking about play. Play, distraction and play are two different things. I have less outside distraction. I have more ability to focus, more ability to, and then I was sitting in the kitchen and for, I don't know, 2 years. When did I, last year or a year before, every time I sat down in the kitchen or was in the kitchen, I could see my work area.
Mhm.
And not even consciously thinking about it. I never left work.
Yeah. It's constant.
And it's
It's
like,
like it's not out of sight, out of mind. It's constantly in sight, constantly in mind. You're
right,
constantly thinking about it, and it's constantly a stressor on your mind. Yeah.
right. You know, so when I moved my office to the other side of the room, now I look into my living room because that's what's behind this lovely wall, guys. Is the living room,
Mhm.
and it changes the desire to work. I'm like, really? Like I preach this
Mhm.
stuff like, do not put your office in your bedroom. That is the
Right.
worst mistake a psychic can do. You'll never get
Yeah.
any sleep.
No.
I'm going to add in there. Make sure
Or
that you
you'll
have
never
a
get out of bed.
right,
It'll be one or the other. You'll either never sleep, or you'll never get out of bed.
right. Well, and I have that reaction of, I don't want you guys in my bedroom. You guys don't want to be in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Um,
I've already had
so
enough
what?
visitors in my bedroom. I don't need any more. Thank you very much. I've got
Yes.
this little
So
corner
I never
now,
take
and
my
they all
cell phone
know.
into my. Mm-hmm.
They all know. Don't. This is the space that you guys can be in. After that, you're not allowed to leave this room.
Right. Um, but no, people get so. I don't want to say confused. I'm going to say aggravated because I don't answer messages or anything, and it's like, sorry, I was taking a nap. And they're like,
Mhm.
well, I called you, and it's like, yeah, and the cell phone is in the living room,
Yeah.
and that's where it stays. It stays in the office or the living room. It doesn't go into my bedroom.
Yeah.
And that was like, and people, and those who, oh, I need you for an alarm or whatever. That's fine. Turn it up. You'll hear it. I promise you. But don't be taking your cell phone into your bedroom.
Yeah.
Don't be laying there in bed checking your social media. It's not healthy, and it's been proven not to be healthy.
Yeah. It's like there's also do not disturb buttons on there as well in airplane modes. So you can literally turn
Yes.
everything off while keeping things on, but it's turning everything off. So it's like if you have
Hmm.
to, for whatever reason, you have to have it nearby, you can still turn it off and still have it by you for whatever reason that you have to have it. But it's like there are ways around things, folks.
Well, if you got to have it by you, then because it's not the rings and the dings. Yes, that's a problem. It's actually the blue light behind them.
Yeah. Mine gets put on a charger, but it's up on a shelf on like the other side. Like when I'm going to bed,
Mm-hmm.
my phone's up on a
Mm-hmm.
shelf and it's face down, so there's no light coming from it whatsoever. If anything does
Right.
ever happen, I can't see it. You know,
Right.
and it's like everything's off.
Right.
I've turned off. I've got white noise coming from fans or whatever, and I'm don't yeah.
Right.
You'll see
Yeah.
me active in the morning.
Yeah. Figure it out later. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going through another shift of the clock, which I'm trying to remember. Maybe you can help me do
Mm.
this. When did I go to night shift? Was that last fall? I went to night shift and I was on day shift there in the spring.
Yes, I think it was where you were doing the middle of the night vampiric
Right.
escapades.
Right.
Yeah. And then you
Yeah.
were like, I'm regretting my life choices. I remember that whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the oh, I think I may have maybe made a bad decision. I think this is a oh no. Whoops.
Yeah. Like
Time to
I don't know
change.
what's going
Time to
on.
change. I
Yeah.
don't like this. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I may be day walking for a little while. You guys may see me on day shift. Don't freak. It's okay. Life will be all right. But we're still trying to figure that out.
It's been several
Because
times I've messaged you at 3 in the morning. You're like, what are you still doing up? Like, I don't
yeah,
know.
like why
I
are you
don't
talking to
know.
me? You're a day
I
shifter.
know.
Go be a day
I'm
shifter.
working. You need to go to bed. I know.
Yes.
Did you eat today? Also, no. Damn it, Natalie. I did eat today. I did eat. I ate meals today. I'm good today.
Okay. What do I got to do? DoorDash you?
I swear, but there are times where, yeah, somebody in the group's like, when was the last time you ate? And I was like, that's a very good question. I'll get back to you on that one.
I've started writing it down for me because that's where I've gotten to.
Yeah, mine is just like,
Is it?
it's ADHD. I'm like, I need to make something to eat, and I'll go in the kitchen, I'll see something else, completely
Mhm.
distracted. 4 hours later, I'm like, I have such a headache, and I am so freaking cranky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, it's 7 p.m. and the only thing you've consumed today is like two
Coffee.
very, very hot cups of massive, massive things of tea.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe.
Maybe. Speaking of
Perhaps.
that, I'm thinking that's becoming a freaking trait.
What?
ADHD in adult psychics when they weren't ADHD as children.
Hmm.
And I don't think that it is common for the hyperactivity side of ADHD. I think it's the innate side of ADHD.
Oh, mine is just like I forget what I was doing the second I stand up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I got a thought, and this I stand up. I'm like, I have an idea. I stand up. I'm like, I had no idea what I was just about to do.
Right.
What was the idea? What was the idea that I just had? And I'll go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's very squirrel.
Right.
That's the term, isn't it?
Somebody
Squirrel.
maybe seeing what something does to the system.
Mm.
You maybe get a handle on that.
Although when I'm doing mediumship though, it is very different because, and I know a lot
Right.
of my clients notice this. It's like I'm completely different. I'm like, I'm off in a completely different world. I'm looking down and my eyes are like scanning back and forth and I'm doing something different.
Right. It's
You know, and
hyper.
that it is. It's like it's like I'm two completely different and beings, I guess, in that moment. My brain goes from one to another extreme. It's
Right.
like I'm tuning into
You know,
something completely different.
right. And that's called hyperfocus, and that is an
Yeah.
innate skill of ADHD, which it could be beneficial. Um,
They kind of pull me into it.
well, yeah. And
It's like they grab me by the ear and they're like, listen. Okay.
come here.
Yeah.
Um,
We got stuff to say.
right. But no, that is different. It's the other manageable pieces, like where's my keys?
Oh my God.
Where's my keys? You know,
Where's
and
my
losing
keys?
your
Where's
keys.
the pen? Where's that deck of
Right.
cards? I just freaking had it. Ugh. Where's
You
that
know,
crystal? Where's that jar? Where's that jar?
mm,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
being able to remember where things are. I think that when we are multiplaning, which is what occurs in psychics, anyway, in psychics mediums, any direction you want to slice that cookie, when you are multiplaning, you're it's easy to get things overlooked.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
gonna see what happens with that.
Like
If it
humaning is
doesn't,
hard. I can psychic all day long, but humaning is hard.
I can. I don't want a human. Like, sorry,
Yeah, that
like
too.
imperial. Um, but sitting there being lost in la la all day, alpha wave, third eye,
Mhm.
chakra, vibrational era is taxing and dangerous.
I know what my limit is
Hmm.
on taking personal clients a day.
Hmm.
Like
20.
if I've got private bookings and I know I've got like two mediumships at least that day and like maybe one like 45-minute psychic extravaganza, what the hell's going on in my life, help me thing.
Hmm.
I'm like 3 1-hour sessions. I can't
Hmm.
do any more than that. My brain will not be able I won't be able to Natalie for the rest of the
Right.
day if I do that. If I have to squeeze in a fourth, if I do not take a nap,
Hmm.
I'm gonna suffer heavily the next day. I'm gonna have a migraine. I'm gonna have body aches. I'm gonna have brain fog like you wouldn't believe.
Hmm.
Like I won't be able to get words to come out of my mouth the right way. I'll be just don't ask, just I can't, nope. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We're going to see what
Good
Stratera
morning,
does
Emma.
with that. Good morning, Anna. So we'll see what Stratera does, and I'll let you know.
Okay. Please do.
Because if it fixed the brain fog, honey, sign every psychic I know up on it. Because I'm
Okay.
tired of having those. Well, we were debating X
Those
yesterday,
moments.
weren't we? Yeah.
Well, it's okay. So, like the brain fog thing, yeah, it is very common in a lot of psychics. It's very common
Right.
in a lot of mediums as well, and psychic mediums. Um,
Hmm.
because there's 3 different categories there.
Hmm.
But it's like on top of that, it's like there's also hormonal changes that can cause brain fog. There's certain
Right.
like chemical fluctuations and medicines that can cause brain fog as well. So it's like sitting there, I'm like, is this like a menopause thing or is this my psychic brain just completely taking over my normal brain? Because I can't quite tell what's going
Hmm.
on right now. Am I having an ADHD moment or is spirit just literally bombarding me with information? Like what's going on?
Right.
And sometimes it is a moment to kind of, discern what's actually happening
Right. And where it's
when
happening.
you live in it. Yeah, like when
Yeah.
you live in the world that we live in, because it is not the world that everyone else lives in.
Right. And and then also on the other side of this candy bar is the will it enhance?
Mhm.
Because think about it. If it enhances, like instead
Yeah.
of doing 20 a day, you can do 40. Hell yeah, sign
Yeah.
us up.
Yeah. It does not sound like a game I want to play. It's really not. It's like, is that a hot flash or did spirit just literally just like blast right through me? I don't
Right.
know the difference right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, and even cold chills too. Is that am I going through menopause or did spirit just literally touch me? I know I can't quite tell. You know?
Yeah. is it spirit? Is it, maybe,
yeah, is it
pride
spirit
is
or is
getting a
it my
little
hormones?
audacious?
I can't.
Right. Or,
Oh God, I'm
maybe
in
your
for a
guides
ride, aren't
getting
I?
well, no, this is the debate. Is my sugar up, or am I just getting a new information that I need to be processing?
Exactly. Like I can't quite tell. Is this medical or is this metaphysical? I can't. Hold on. I'll get back to you. I'll take a
Yeah,
Tylenol, and if nothing changes, it's probably metaphysical.
right.
That's so
And
funny.
well, like we play Russian roulette around here. Like, let's test our sugar to see if it's going to be, the sugar today, or if I'm just like not in the mood to operate this body.
I get it. I have days where I wake up and I had the night before every intention of sitting down, logging in, and getting like 9 or 10 hours of just time in. Even if I don't get many people, at least I've got that time in. And I will wake up and be like, "Oh, that's a hard pass for me today. Absolutely not. I can't. Not even a 3 card spread would be. I no.
No. And that gets a little interesting, and balancing out stuff. I have a lot of people that get upset when it's like, nope, not today,
Yeah.
not today.
And I do feel bad sometimes when I block off my day and clients message me like, "Hey, I was trying to find something today, and I see you know you don't have anything," and it's like I gotta put me first,
Well, and,
sometimes.
all right, this is going to be controversial. Sit back. Sometimes you don't need a reading.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love clients. I love supporting them through crisis, but 2 years of crisis, I've got to go. Do you need a reading, or do you need something else?
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of my clients, they're going through like progresses and stuff like that. I don't have very many. I don't really have a lot of people that I would just be like, really this again kind of thing. I really don't. On some of the networks, yeah, maybe, but like my private clients, I don't have anybody that I would be like, oh. Networks is a bit
See, I
different
don't get
though,
to.
and you know that. You
I
see
switch
certain
modes.
names pop up, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
here we go again.
I don't have. I go. That's when I'm switching from psychic to life coach very quickly and going, okay, honey. So I'm looking at your living room, and it looks like you had a mud party on white carpet. What have you done?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done?
Mm-hmm. Especially like I take a day off, so I got my pain shot yesterday. So of course I didn't work yesterday because when you get those, you don't work, or at least I don't.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Um.
No, you need a day for your energy to come back because that is taxing.
Well, it's taxing, it's tiring, it's everything. Um. So it's like put Ace into bed, let him sleep. He'll figure it out tomorrow. I do this about every 3 months now. So with that, I know when I've got a few clients that'll have called 50 psychics while I've been away. And it's like, all right, let's sort through the confusion and then discuss why you're calling 50 psychics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why?
Yeah. 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 Whenever I get somebody who's like, "Oh, I've been to so many other psychics and asked them, and I keep getting different answers," and it's like, then stop asking.
All right.
It's like
Understand there's a choice point there.
I can give you what I see, and what I see is this is my honest interpretation of whatever it is that's coming out. Most of the time they go, yeah, that's what the other person said. Then take it.
Uh-huh.
It's like if you're fishing and you keep getting the same answer over and over and over again from multiple psychics, chances are they're all seeing the same thing. If you keep getting
Right.
mixed things, maybe take a step back, stop obsessing over the situation and trying to get the answer that you want, because the answer that you want is not the answer that you're going to get, and you've got to come to terms with that before we can move forward.
Well, and the other side of this, and this is what people don't like, point blank,
Mm-hmm.
is that means if
Yeah.
you're getting multiple answers, that means it's choice point.
Yeah.
Meaning, what do you want to occur? What do you want to happen?
What decision are you going to make next that's going to influence what happens next?
Right. Like they
Like it's an up
like
to
they don't
it's a choose
understand.
your own
I don't
adventure.
call it free will because we're not free willing here. Free will is like I ain't washing the dishes. Choice point is where you have to make a choice. Do you turn left?
Right.
Do you turn right?
Yeah, that's a choice. That's a decision that you made. Live with the
Mm-hmm.
consequences, good, bad, ugly, neutral,
Mustard
whatever.
eat. Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's the consequence that you already agreed to when you made the decision to do
Right.
or not do something,
Right.
participate or not participate in something.
Right. And it's like people don't like when I say, "Well, you've got a choice point here," and they're like, "What do you mean a choice point?" You have choices to make. The universe doesn't
Mhm.
go, "Oh, we're going to sideline you, and you're just going to get delivered into the desert because I don't know, you ate the cat." You have to make choices from it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
You also have to be aware that the choices that you make not only have direct consequences on yourself, but also those that are around you as well. I am a big fan of like the ripple effect, or I call it the cannonball. I
Hmm.
refer to it as a cannonball, right? Like you're at a public pool and everything's chill, calm, and quiet. You're relaxing on your little floaty, just enjoying the day, and some kid comes along and does a cannonball near you, right? You're getting splashed. There's waves coming. People are getting hit with water and getting upset and angry. That kid made a decision to do something really, really fun, right? But now his decisions have made other people angry, and he's got to live with the reactions and consequences that other people are going to be giving him for the rest of the day, whether it's someone's yelling at him or giving him a nasty look or whatever. Those are
Right.
the consequences that that kid lives with. You take a pebble and you throw it into the river, it makes a splash, but those ripples keep going out. And if there's a duck swimming by, guess what? That ripple's going to hit that duck, and that's a consequence for somebody else
Right.
in your life that's the duck.
Right.
You've
The
got to
duck.
be aware of what you're doing and how it does affect other people too. Don't be
Right.
selfish.
And see, that's where like the butterfly effect of things comes together.
Mhm.
And making small changes daily affects everything majorly. But that doesn't mean you
It
check
does.
Google again,
Right.
and come and get another reading. No, 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 no. Understand you have created the butterfly effect. Now you got to let that effect spread.
You've got to let
Right
it do
there.
its thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Stop
No.
trying to intervene.
Right. Stop trying to
Right.
control it because it ain't going to
Yeah.
happen. The only thing you're doing is making more butterfly effects.
Same with spell work. Once you've done it, just
Hmm.
let it do its thing. Don't go sit there and
Right.
check on it. Don't dig it up and see if it's still there. Just let it do its thing.
Oh, see, spell work, and this is a whole different ballgame. And people get annoyed because I don't sell spell work. No, no, thank you. Um, I'll give you a recipe, and if you do it, honey, well, that's your choice.
I love that you call it recipes too. I call them recipes.
Because that's what it
I
is.
do.
It's
I
a
call
recipe.
them recipes. And people look at me, they're like, "Did you really just call it a recipe?" I'm like, "That's what it is, though." Like
Right,
it's just you're just not. I mean, sometimes you can eat it. Sometimes you can. Not
right,
always. Sometimes you
right.
can.
But you have to be exact in it, like a recipe. If you're baking a souffle, you have to be
Right.
exact in it. You have to have the
Don't put
correct
in, open
ingredients.
the oven.
Yeah, you don't open the oven. You don't,
Just
you know, go and see if you can make it do something else. And
yeah.
you don't take a failed recipe, a failed spell, and go and do another spell to make it happen. Nobody bakes two cakes when they only want one.
Right. Right.
Um, but no, people get mad because I won't do it for them. And then I have to explain to them, if you want to use this, it needs to be directly influencing you. Um,
Mhm.
and furthermore, if I do a get a job spell for somebody, one, I'm not going to tell you I'm doing the get a job spell for you, but I get the job offer too. I don't want to be working in love spells because you know that's
Yeah.
going to be the leading request.
I don't.
And
Anybody that's ever asked me, I immediately shut them down. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And they're
right.
like, well, why? Are you not able to? It's like, it has nothing to do with my ability or inability to at all. I am telling you, I will not be participating in that for you. Thank you. Go find
I have
somebody
enough
else.
boyfriends.
Right. No, thank you. I mean, I don't, but like, yes. I'm not dealing with that. Thank you.
Right.
Have a great day.
I don't need people popping up from my past. Which, by the way, Mercury in retrograde, screw you.
Yeah, I know. I heard all of it. Well, sorry. Sorry that you're going through that.
No,
It's
you're
not
fine.
funny.
You're fine.
It's not
hilarious.
funny. But
yes,
it is
it
funny.
It
It is
is
funny.
so
It's
much
not funny, but
Mercury
it
in
is funny.
retrograde playing.
Yes, it's funny
but,
from like the, oh my god, retrogrades, really, it's that, really? Okay, yeah. It's not funny, but it is funny.
Yeah, but you take your power out of it. You see the reflection of it, and you go, okay, that's been handled. That's the only reason exes come back into your life, or situations come back that you have to deal with. Is get what's left out of there, and then leave it. Then walk away. Close the chapter.
Yeah.
Don't let it. Don't let it just keep stewing at you.
Yeah. Find a coping mechanism, a healthy one. Find a different outlet. The more that you keep your mind occupied with other things, the less time it has to be occupied with the things that are harmful to you.
Well, that is less time it has to be occupied on things. We carry a lot of mental inventory as psychics, but as humans, we have a lot of mental inventory. Where'd you put your keys at? What did you do last Thursday? What was the word you missed on your second grade spelling test? Like, this crap is dancing around in your brain in a file system to pop up at 3 a.m. We don't need to be keeping boxes of trauma packed up there too.
Right.
Or getting triggered. People don't like my theory on triggering. If you get triggered by something, we need to trigger you a little bit more. And then I tell people to do this experiment. Have someone sit there and just tap their hand repetitively. And they're like, why? I said, do it for about 20, 30 minutes and then see if they come back and have the same effect. And every human being will have the same result from this. It stops triggering. They stop feeling it.
You just become numb to it. It doesn't bother anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't affect it anymore.
It is like a huge mental inventory. I had it's probably maybe a week ago. It was like I had a series of dreams. Like just like the random snippets of things, and I woke up and I was like, why in the hell was I thinking about that? And it was like a series of completely irrelevant, nonsensical memories that had nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean? It was just background noise of stuff that I had seen in a moment in my past, and I was like, why the hell am I thinking about that?
Because your brain is trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe I'm clearing out some space and just processing thoughts that I no longer need, but I don't even think I held on to that thought because that was irrelevant even at the time that it happened. You know what I mean?
It was recorded
weird
somewhere.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, okay, well, obviously I held on to it for some reason or another. I'm just going to let my brain do the brain thing. It was housekeeping.
Someone called the maid in to clean up the boxes.
Right, exactly. Be like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had this.
Right. All right, let's take a break because we are at that time, and then we'll be right back.
We are. Okay.
Are you ready for an enchanting journey of self-discovery and empowerment? Dive into the mystical world of Wicca with our courses guided by Lord Aeson Knight, Unveil Wicca's secrets, explore fundamental principles, and delve into essential topics like deity relationships and the purpose of rituals. Aeson Knight, a third-degree high priest, shares his wisdom through life coaching lessons, guiding you towards a brighter future. Step into the inner circle of enlightenment. Enroll today to embark on a journey toward a more empowered you. Click the link to take your first step into the magical circle.
Ready to join the Psychic Coffee Shop Network? By becoming our patron, you'll unlock exclusive content from Aeson Knight, host of the Psychic Coffee Shop podcast and co-host of the Mountain Bears podcast, alongside the tech-savvy Techie Joe. Choose from subscription options ranging from Tall $1, Grande $5, to Venti $10 per month, supporting us in covering production costs and beyond. Depending on your subscription level, enjoy discounts on private readings, free access to classes and special events, behind-the-scenes extras, and the chance to participate in station meetings. Plus, you'll get early access to new content and the opportunity to shape future topics. We'll acknowledge your support in the credits of our videos. Don't wait. Brew some magic and join us today as a valued member. Link in the show description. Aeson Knight, your gateway to a transformed life. In a world where anyone can claim to be a life coach, Aeson stands out as a true professional with the skills and qualifications to guide you on your journey to success. So why invest in a personal life coach? Let's explore the game-changing benefits Aeson brings to the table. Ever find it hard to stay committed to change on your own? Aeson's expertise ensures you stay on track. With him as your coach, that internal drive kicks in, motivating you to keep your promises and achieve your goals. Making a change is tough, but Aeson makes it 1,000 times easier. He's your unwavering support, guiding you through challenges, pushing you beyond your limits, and believing in you even when you doubt yourself. Friends are great, but they may not always want to see you succeed. Aeson, on the other hand, is dedicated solely to your success. He removes negativity and limiting beliefs, giving you the tailored support you need. Forget endless hours deciphering advice from books and videos. Aeson is your shortcut to effective change. He saves you time and money by offering personalized attention, guiding you toward the tools and lessons that will truly work for you. Ready for a better tomorrow? Book your discovery call with Aeson Knight now. Take the first step toward the life you've always dreamed of. Aeson Knight, your partner in transformation. Start your journey today.
Welcome back.
Hi.
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 All right. So, we were talking about your brain doing some housekeeping. And it does
It
that.
was.
It's naturally
do
does
that.
that. You know, that's why sleep is so important. So that your brain has the time to go, I don't need to remember this, or I don't need to remember that. Or, oh yeah, I need to remember that fire hurts, so let's not do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And normally, I do a whole mental process meditation thing at night before I go to sleep, where I go into what I call my mental room. My mental room has got a lot of stuff in there. It's like a sports closet and a band closet and the junk room and everything, right? There's just so many people. There's so much stuff in there. And I'm like, all right, folks, time's up. Let's go out, out, out. And there's 2 doors. One's in, one's out. I can go in. Everybody else has got to go out. And the second everything in that room is cleared and the windows are closed and the curtains are closed and I've left that room and turned the lights out, nothing is into that room until I open up my eyes the next morning.
Right. Well, apparently, there's boxes in that room.
Yeah. I was like, obviously I didn't lock something.
Well,
or I didn't clean it out one night.
Yeah. I think your brain said, I'm tired of this room with the desk over here and the boxes from 1987 over there, and I'm tired of this crap of 83 over here. Let's clean it up.
Exactly. Yes, with the nicotine dolls playing in the background. Absolutely, and I'm going to go see them again in a very short period of time, and I'm so freaking excited. It's okay. It's a healthy obsession. I think it's a healthy obsession. I think it's a healthy obsession.
I'm happy with it.
I'm happy with it too. I love their music. I highly recommend them to everybody. I do. I love their music. Sam is wonderful. They all are. Sam and John, the two Johns, and Merritt.
Right.
Yeah.
John and John.
John and John. And Sam. I love them very, very much. Huge fans.
Very cool. Very cool. And when are we seeing them again?
On the day of the eclipse.
So the 8th.
Yeah. I might be traveling to another state on that day too. So it'll be fine. It'll be great. It will be an adventure. It is going to be a wonderful adventure. Every time, I mean, I always have a good time, even if things go horribly, like, not horribly wrong, but like if things don't go the way they're supposed to, I still find a way to make it funny. So, you know,
and that's
I look forward to it.
You know, even
I'm looking forward to it.
Is getting some time to go do that.
Yeah, and I'm going with friends, so it's going to be a good time, you know. Be a night out. We're going to stay overnight. We found an Airbnb. We're going to stay in and head back in the morning, and it's going to be great.
Very cool, you know, and I think that you'll enjoy it.
I will, and then the next weekend, I'm going to my very first convention. The Steel City Con. I've never been to like a Comic-Con or a comic convention thing. I've never been. And I get to go.
Are you working or are you playing?
I'm playing.
Good.
I'm playing. Well, April's my birthday month, so I'm taking it as an opportunity to celebrate because you know I'm turning 39 plus 1, and I plan on playing. So yeah.
Right.
Just remember headlights in,
Do what?
Although I fully plan on getting Sam to sing to me again this time around. Again. Yeah. That was a good time. That was fun. And I'm still friends with the opening band, so from the last concert.
Well, good.
That's cool. Yeah.
You know.
Abbey Roper, you should check them out too, because they're a cool band too.
Interesting.
Yep.
It's cool. All right, honey child. So you're going to be gone April 8th. I'm going to be here April 8th, watching the sun move over and kiss the moon.
I'm just going to be living in my own chaos that day.
And what's the problem with chaos?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with chaos. I embrace the chaos.
Good.
We all need a little bit of chaos.
Yes.
Just keep us on our toes, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so there will be that. You're going to have to watch my social media for additional scheduling. So are you working this week? What are you doing?
I'm working every day I'm working all the way up until basically the 8th. So if anybody wants to book in with me, go to my website, www.thependulumspath.com. Click on services.
Right.
Pick your poison.
And if they aren't fast enough or they need you immediately, where can they actually find you at?
You can Google me and you can call me directly, or you can hit me up on Messenger on Facebook, and I respond pretty darn fast.
Oh. Or you
even after hours, I'll respond.
Bitwine.
Yep, and I'm on Bitwine and Purple Ocean as well. So you'll see me logged on there as well.
Yeah. And, you know, that works very conveniently for those that want to be in a structured environment and, like, handle their money. Or want a service that you don't provide except for there, which can be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like with Bitwine and Purple Ocean, I don't tend to do a lot. I don't really do a lot of mediumship because I got to get into a completely different headspace for that.
Right.
Um, so it's like if you're wanting to get in touch with family and loved ones and stuff like that, or see what your guides have got to say,
Mm-hmm.
a one-on-one appointment's usually better.
Right. But, sometimes those don't work right. There's some really interesting cells going on. You can take advantage of that.
Yep. Spell work is fun. I enjoy writing spells for people. I like writing spells for people and then being like, this is like, I've written it. You need to say it and you need to put the intention into it. Like, you need to do it. Okay, I'll write it for you. I will write you the most amazing thing ever.
Right.
And then call me and let me know how it goes. And I've had a few people that are like, it worked a little too well. I was like, what do you mean it worked too well? Like, what does that mean? It worked too well? I'm like, well, I'm getting multiples of things now. Like I'm getting more than what I actually asked for. like I'm getting an overwhelming amount of things.
Mm-hmm.
Are you complaining? And they're like, no, it's just a little freaky.
Well, maybe do it a little less intense next time.
Yeah.
That would be my comment back. But no, spell work can be complicated and fun at the same time, but it has to be managed.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And I find a lot of people don't want to actually do the work. And it's like, no instant coffee and spell work.
Yeah, I have a tendency of I think somebody I was referred to as if anybody's ever read the Roald Dahl books, The Magic Finger. It's about a little girl who can just points her finger and says things, and then it happens. And I have a habit of saying things, and then it happens. Like I have a habit of that. So I do have to be careful with what I think and then say outwardly, because if I say I want, I wish, or something along those lines, chances are it's probably going to happen.
Yep.
And the same goes if I say it for somebody else too. It will probably happen. So I got to be careful with what I say.
Well, or not, depending on the situation.
Yeah, or it depends on the person. I mean, I can. Yeah, choice words sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho,
it's been fun. You can find, pay attention to my socials. My LinkedIn is down the thing. Keen's got a 15% off sale right now. I think this is the last night of it. So if you want to grab that. I should be on around midnight. Let's see. Tomorrow night is Mountain Bears. Saturday is Psychic Saturday. Barista's a reminder that Psychic Saturday, your code still works. Be looking for some sales in April. And some redoing of some of the barista stuff. Go ahead and check that out. It's bcsnetwork.com and then click barista. Anna says it's time to go because she's tired of hearing me talk. So guys, we will see you later. Yes.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.